All right, everyone. Sorry about that. Working off of a couple different computers, trying to get something for this meeting get started. I've got 10:03. It's time to go. Hopefully, everyone is here who wants to be here. If not, the nice thing is this will be posted onto our YouTube channel. First thing I want to do is, I'm sorry, that's a little loud. Second. First thing I want to do is acknowledge a few folks. So Ruben, if we can switch slides. I want to make sure everyone knows who the players are, as the saying goes. The current LAPRAC president is Ruben Gonzalez. I'm not sure if he's on this Zoom call. If he wants to shoot me a text, if he wants to talk, we can make that happen. The Baker to Vegas race director is Amanda Langford. Unfortunately, she is out of town and won't be able to make this meeting. The general manager is Ruben Crane, and there's his email address. You guys might want to make note of that in case you have questions regarding vendors and things of that nature. The assistant race coordinator, she is back. I don't know why, but she wants to come back and help you all out, and that's Adina Garcia. She is on the call. And of course, I am the race coordinator, and that is all of our contact information in regards to email addresses. You guys have Adina's and my phone numbers, so please feel free to use those with some of the questions that you guys may have. Along those lines, the first thing I want to talk about is the YouTube videos. If you haven't done so already, and I say this on every one of my YouTube posts, is for you guys please to subscribe to that channel. The reason why I say that is because I'm putting out stuff every single week, small little bits of information that are helpful. And what generally happens is some of you folks will reach out to me with questions that are answered in that YouTube video. And I've done it so that way we can kind of streamline the process and you guys can have all that information at your fingertips. So my request is always such that you guys make sure that you check that YouTube channel first. We've tried to, in the description of the videos, give some key points as far as what the videos are all about. So if you just jump onto the YouTube page, you can get to that directly from our bakervegas.net website. There's a link there and you go directly to the page. I'll also send it out on the updates weekly. I'll try and send those in the email that I send out. I'll send out that link, but please try and use that. And if after viewing those, you still have questions, hey, reach out to me, because by no stretch of the imagination do I remember everything that needs to be put on there. I forget things from time to time. And sometimes people reach out to me and ask the same question a couple of times, and it's like, okay, let me make a quick video on that, and we post that. So please make sure that you guys are jumping on that in regards to the YouTube stuff. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about, and that's our next slide, is our sponsors. I want to introduce those. Oh, I'm sorry. Race dates. Race dates is March 23, 24. Hopefully you guys know that. That is during March Madness. Again, I'm not sure exactly which weekend within March Madness that is, but make sure that you guys book your rooms ahead of time because of that fact. Speaking about booking rooms, the host hotel, once again, is the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino there in Las Vegas. They have spoken with the LAPRAC board, and the LAPRAC board has come back and given me the information that they are doing some updates to the hotel. They're doing some renovations to the, I'm going to totally destroy the pronunciation here, the Eponimi Tower, I believe is what it's called. And I'm guessing that's the tower that most of us stay in. And they have assured LAPRAC that those renovations will begin shortly, and that they should be done by race time. They're also doing some things in regards to food court and things of that nature, all things that will benefit us come race weekend. So we've heard some of the complaints, if you will, regarding the hotel. We spoke to or not we, but LAPRAC spoke with the hotel, and they've listened, and they're they're on their way doing some of these renovations. The biggest hiccup coming into this year was the fact that the hotel was in flux, meaning there were two different management companies. One company owned it, the other, and they were having another company manage it. But now the ownership is taking over. So good things are on the horizon there. Next slide, please. Team captains meetings. Okay, our sponsors. Again, without our sponsors, this doesn't happen. We are thrilled that once again, the title sponsor is Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. And Natalie's going to talk to us in just a moment. And again, you guys all acknowledge the fact that we're in the middle of nowhere running through the desert, and communication has gotten better, but it is still nowhere close to being able to talk with one another. The only way we're able to make this race happen in a safe manner is because of our official communication sponsors, and that's the Verizon Frontline Crisis Response Team. They are out there the entire race weekend, out there putting everything up, so that way our medical team can communicate from stage to stage as well as back to the hotel, and we can conduct this race in a safe manner. I'm going to go back to our title sponsor. Natalie, if you're on the line, you want to hop in there?
Hi guys, good morning. Can you see me?
We got you, Natalie.
All right, awesome. So first off, just want to say thank you to LAPRAC for inviting us to today's meeting and all the team captains that are here with us. Just a few words from the credit union. As far as being title sponsor, we're a proud title sponsor. We've been a title sponsor for the last, I would say, 5 or 6 years, but a strong supporter of the race for many, many years. This year alone, we had the opportunity to sponsor over 93 teams. So we want to continue that movement well into next year's race. As we know, expenses have increased as far as like team costs, equipment, all that kind of stuff. So many of you are aware we are outside of LA County nowadays. We are in the San Bernardino, Riverside, Orange and Ventura counties. So we'd love the opportunity to support your teams. Other agencies that we haven't had the opportunity to support, I'll definitely want to kind of talk to you guys and let you know what that entails. But we are receiving requests for next year already. So we'd love to entertain those requests. Please feel free to reach out to me and I'll put my information in the chat. But obviously we will issue checks beginning of the year, but we'd love the opportunity to kind of chat with you guys in reference to what that entails as far as like the support for your teams as a result of like our collaboration with one another. But that's pretty much it. We'll definitely be attending future meetings as well. I'm sure you guys can find my information through LAPRAC in case you have any questions, or if you need my number, I'll definitely put that out there. But we just want to say we're excited to be a partner again, and we look forward to future meetings and seeing you guys out in the desert. So again, I'll put my information in the chat in case you guys have any requests or any questions, and then I look forward to hearing from you guys moving forward. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate that. And like again, the great thing is Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union has been with partnership with LAPRAC for several years. So we thank them for continuing to sponsor the race. Verizon Frontline, Stacy and Jimmy, are either one of you folks on? And would you guys like to say a few things?
Hi, Rick. It's Jimmy Ward. I don't have a ton to say, but just kind of short and to the point. Verizon, we're excited to be a supporting sponsor for this event again. We've been supporting this event since 2017, and I got to say, this is my favorite event each year. I love coming out to this event, working with all of you and supporting just a great event. And so we're looking forward to another great year, and we can't wait to see you on the race course again in 2024. But that's it, and thank you for the time. Back to you, Rick.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. And like I said, guys, you guys all see the flags out there, and you guys see the setup that the Verizon leaves out there. This race, and I can't say it enough, this race could not operate in a safe manner if it wasn't for Verizon. Jimmy and all that crew, they just do an amazing job. They go out there and set it all up for us. And we are truly grateful for the partnership that we have with Verizon. So thank you guys, both Stacy, Jimmy, and the entire crew out there. One thing that I want to jump on that I forgot to mention, registration. Some of the teams, some team captains are under the assumption when I say, hey, make sure that your team is registered in order to receive, the email updates or this meeting's Zoom link or the next meeting Zoom link. Some of you felt like, hey, registration means I have to pay. And that's not the case. Registration means just that, hey, that you've registered your team. Nothing changes in regards to the payment status. You guys can still pay, when you guys choose to. But the only way to receive the weekly emails that I'm putting out, as well as the Zoom links, is if your team is registered, as well as a co-captain. It's the easiest way for us to shoot out the link. We use the automated system, and it captures all the captains and co-captains that are registered. So if you're a captain and you want your co-captain to get the email with the links or the information, and you don't want to forward it, please make sure that you utilize the co-captain links and send them out. If you're not sure how to do that, again, it's on YouTube, so jump on there. Don't forget, when registering, we prefer personal email addresses, so that way we're not getting the bounce backs. I'm not going to go through each and every bounce back and reach out to you. It's too difficult, too time consuming, as well as use cell phones for the phone numbers, not landlines. As we get closer to race weekend and things are needed or things are happening, I shoot out group emails or group texts. And if you're using department stuff that you don't check on a regular basis, or you're using landlines, there's no way for me to get a hold of you. So understand that a lot of the stuff goes out on weekends. That's just the way that we operate. So personal emails, personal cell phones, I don't share the information. I don't give out the information. LapRack doesn't either. So please make sure that we prefer, let me rephrase that, we prefer that you use that information for us, especially when it comes to you guys reaching out and trying to find out, hey, my volunteer. If we don't have correct contact information to get back to the team captains, it makes it very difficult. I'm also going to back up just a little bit. Adina, did you want to say hello or address anything with the group?
No, I don't have anything. Just welcome back, everybody, and looking forward to a good race this week.
All right. Team volunteers, make sure that everyone has one. New team captains, there is what I think is a really good video. I had 4 team captains volunteer their time, and we had a great conversation. And we created a video that we posted on our YouTube channel that talks about being a team captain, things that you should look out for. Things that while we were having the discussion, I was taking notes like, oh yeah, that's right. Because again, I've been a team captain for a while, but we forget some things from time to time. And then as coordinator, I forget to, mention these things to you guys. So please it's quite a long video, but you can handle it in chunks. Take some time and check out that video. And again, thank you to the team captains that reached out and were willing to donate their time, and just to make it a little bit easier for you new folks as well as you returning folks. Like I said, it's always good to go back and look at some of that information. I mentioned Ruben Crane earlier in my slide. Trademark agreements. He's the gentleman that you're going to be dealing with. However, he has streamlined it as well. If you choose to use Baker to Vegas, B2V, for any purposes, for your fundraisers or things like that, remember there is a trademark agreement that needs to be completed, and that can be found at our bakervegas.net website under the Team Captains tab. So if you go to bakervegas.net, jump on that Team Captains tab, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see it. It says trademark agreement. Ruben's made it very simple for you all. Just fill out the information, submit the artwork, and send it on its way. And then Ruben will get back to you guys with the approval or any questions that he might have regarding the request. But that is all trademarked, just like, you know, Nike or any of these other big companies that protect their logo. So does Laprac when it comes to Baker Vegas. So it can be done. There just has to be a request. So please make sure that if you're using that stuff for fundraising purposes, that you complete that form. Next slide, Ruben, please. The entry fee schedule, here it is. It's also on the website. I've also discussed it in some of the videos, but I just want to make sure that you guys all saw it. The entry fee is $2,300 if paid by December 15th. If you choose to pay it from December 16th to January 15th, as you see, it goes up a little bit. And if you choose to pay it after January 16th, there is your price. But after February 1st, there are no other teams that are being allowed. So please make note of that. The refund schedule is there as well. You know, so if you do, you know, pay early prior to the 15th, or, you know, as early as later on today, and you pull out prior to the 15th, you're going to get your full refund. Some people ask, well, why pay early, especially the newer team captains? The reason being is because it boils down to your volunteers and your volunteer getting the position that they request. And that's how we go down that list. So when you pay is where we rank you in regards to your request for volunteer assignments. So please remember that. And then the rest of the breakdown in regards to the refund schedule is there. After February 15th, there is no refund. Also, that notes on the bottom, please know that if you register and you pay your registration fee, you know, once I get the shirts, I start letting you guys know, hey, they're here. You guys can come and pick them up. If you come and pick them up and for whatever reason you have to withdraw, we are going to deduct $400 from whatever it is that you're going to get back, just because it's too much of a hassle to try and corral 25 shirts. Did you wear them? Did you not wear them? It's just a mess. So we made it very simple. We have no problem with you all picking up the shirts. I prefer it, quite frankly, and you guys come and grab them. I try and make it as easy as possible, but also understand that if you have to withdraw, we are going to deduct the $400 for those t-shirts. And that's strictly just the cost of the shirts. There's no profit on it or anything like that. Next one. These are the important dates. In order to assure that I get you your sizing that you want, December 1st is the day that we need to have that shirt order in. The category selection, January 24th. Some of you are reached out to me saying, hey, I selected the wrong category. Not a problem. You go back in and edit it. And if you don't know how, I will be making a video shortly and showing you how to edit your information. Bib photos are February 5th. And again, bib photos is for anyone who is that you feel is that you want to put on your bib photo wise. This is not for logos. This is for people that you guys have lost through your agency. February 5th is that deadline. And as we get closer, I'll talk a little bit more about that and the format that I need it in. The volunteer submission no later than February 7th. And you're going to have your volunteer, you're going to send them a link through the system, and they're going to fill out that information and they're going to submit their stuff. They do sign the waiver just as you did. But once they do all that, Adina has all that information. You can start filling out who's going where. Estimated time is due February 22nd. Please, if you have problems trying to figure out what your estimated time is, reach out to us. I'll put you in contact with somebody who can help you, or I will help you. We had a couple of teams last year who were way off, and we had to stop them. And it's frustrating for the team. It's frustrating for everybody involved because we have to literally stop you at the stage, take the baton, and just wait. Because, you know, not all the stages open up at the same time. Your start time is based upon your estimated time. So please understand that if you're having trouble estimating it, and because you're new or just because you don't get it, which is fine, not a problem, just reach out to us and we'll help you get through that portion of it. But that is due February 22nd. The memorial slideshow is also due the 22nd of February. And what the memorial slideshow is for anybody who has died in your agency that was part of your team or part of your Baker to Vegas since the last Baker to Vegas to this one. So it's not to pay tribute to somebody who, you know, died 3 years ago, 4 years ago. That's what the bib photos are for, not the memorial slideshow. And that memorial slideshow is shown at the award ceremony, and the slideshow is posted on our YouTube channel at the conclusion of race weekend. VIP invitation. This is also known as the Chiefs Mixer. That is due February 22nd. And I will give you more information as we get closer, but start trying to figure out who and email addresses and all that good stuff. And that is going to be that Sunday night before the award ceremony is when the VIP mixer takes place. Our communications forum is going to, I'll let you guys know when that date is. Jeff, who's our communications czar, our head of communications, he gave me the date, but I've misplaced it and he's out of town. So I will get you. Say again, Jeff?
February 24th, Rick.
Thank you very much. See, it's in sequential order. I knew that. February 24th is for communications. Thank you, Jeff. So make sure that you guys fill out that information. You guys did a phenomenal job last year, especially way better than the previous year. It's important that you get that in there because Jeff is the one who goes out and gives you guys all of your frequencies for your FRS radios. And he can't do that until everybody submits. And unfortunately, I say unfortunate because nobody likes to start their race with a penalty. If you guys don't get that done in time, then you are penalized. And it's a crappy way to start your race, especially when it's, you know, it's not a hard form to complete. It's on the bakervegas.net website, and it's very simple. It takes, I don't know, 2-3 minutes to go through and step by step to fill it out. And if I remember, I'll film mine out online, creating a video, so that way you guys can see how exactly to do that. But that is extremely important that we get that done. So please don't overlook that. And since we're on the topic of communications, every follow vehicle must have an FRS radio in their follow vehicle. Please know that if you rent radios through Omni or through Mobile Relay, they do not give you an FRS radio. Please, please, please make note of that. Write it down right now, because we've had people show up, and thankfully, some of the teams had an extra FRS radio and gave it to the teams that needed it. So an FRS radio must be in every follow vehicle, or else your follow vehicle will not be allowed to start. So please keep that in mind. And the rental companies do not give that to you. Next slide, please. All right, stage 20, the new routes. It got very confusing. A lot of you all reached out and said, hey, there's too many turns. We don't get it. We're going the wrong way, all this stuff. So the Baker to Vegas committee listened to you all, and they said, you know what, let's change it up. So the new route is what you see here. It's same starting point at Jones and Desert Inn, right by that Winchell's Donut Shop. You're going to continue eastbound on Desert Inn till you get to Valley View. Once you get to Valley View, you're going to make you're going to go southbound on Valley View, which is a right-hand turn, to Twain. Oops, that's a misspell there. On Twain with an N, you are going to make a left-hand turn. That will be a controlled intersection by Vegas Metro. You're going to go eastbound on Twain to the Rio parking lot. And then you're going to enter the parking lot just like you have in the past, and you're going to your runner is going to finish their run in the employee lot just like we have the last couple of years. All right, so the end of it from the parking lot all the way to the finish line remains exactly the same, but the route to get to the parking lot is what has changed. It's shortened it up, so I believe it's 3.2 miles. So just take note of that. I believe that's all of my slides. At this point, I will open it up for questions. Ruben, if you can actually unmute yourself, ask your question if you have one, and then please mute yourself back up. Let's do it that way. Make it easy.
Francisco Sarabia with Team 105. Do we know when the discount code for the rooms are going to be released?
No, I'm not sure of when that code will come out. As soon as it does, I promise you I will let you guys know. Thanks for bringing that up, because I want you guys to know these room rates were put together several years ago, and so the rate, I promise you, you're not going to find a cheaper rate at one of the big hotels in Vegas. With March Madness going on, with inflation, like I said, these were done well before inflation hit the way that it did. So these room rates are going to be at a much lower rate than what you can find anywhere else, and it includes the resort fees that you would normally pay daily at some other place. But as soon as that does come out, I will let everybody know. I will send out an email as well as put it out on our YouTube channel. Anybody else?
I got a question real quick.
Yes.
Going back to this past year's race, there was as a team captain, I have a question regarding a rule that I feel was broken at that time, about adding runners the day of the race and then breaking a longstanding rule. Like how was that allowed at that time?
All right, so Eric, I will address that specific thing with you offline, because that came from the rules committee, and I'll get a breakdown with you. But if I'm not mistaken, that wasn't your team, but I will still address it to make sure that there was clarity within that rule. What has been done is start in that rule book is going to be published within the next couple of weeks. What has been done is no team will be able to add anybody to their roster as of, I believe it's 0800. I don't have it in front of me, but it will be online. 0800 on race day. So no one can add any runners after that time. And we've left it open because a lot of teams don't have the luxury of having a lot of alternates. And sometimes, hey, when some of these teams come from out of town, I mean real out of town, not LA to Vegas, out of town, they're shorthanded and they're trying to add people just so that way they don't scratch from the race. So we acknowledge that and we recognize that, and we've made that change there. But also, at that point in time, it'll be closed, and that also has to go through me. So a phone call has to be made. I have to acknowledge the addition, and we'll go ahead and we'll make that change. There was one other part to it, but nobody. So in the past, we've allowed runners to be on multiple rosters in the event that, hey, but they could only run for one team. Well, no longer, can only be on one roster, I believe is what the rule change was. So, and again, that rule book will be out shortly. There's a few things that we're just waiting on. And once that rule book is out, I'll highlight some of those changes in a video, just go over some of that stuff with y'all. Question? Anybody? If you're
Rick, there
typing
was
in
a
the chat,
question.
go ahead.
Where will the lost mileage from the new leg 20 be added?
No, the mile that we're losing, I think it's exactly 1 mile, 1.3, something like that, 1.2, will not be added to anywhere else. Not at this time.
When will the new B2V leg list be posted?
Legless meaning, I'm not sure what, whoever's asking that question, just unmute yourself and give me a shout. Let me know what you mean by that.
Hey, this is Sam. I think you already answered that question in regards to the last question that was asked. I was just curious about the lost mileage on leg 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sam, it's just, we're just gonna eat that mile or 1.1 or 1.2, whatever it turns out to be. So the race will be just that much shorter. Anybody else?
Can we have leg 12 checked for distance? It shows 4.7, but it measures as 5.1.
Leg 12. That is okay. I mean, this year I can go out and try and have it taken care of. I'll have my surveyor look at it. That's the best that I can do. Next question. Anybody? All right, everyone. Well, I thank you guys for your time. As I always tell you guys, I know it's valuable, so I appreciate it. And I look forward to speaking to all of you guys soon. Eric, if you want to reach out to me, you're welcome to give me a shout. You got my number. All right, guys. Take care, everyone.